Hey, welcome back to Madison Noteworthy. My name is Christy Andringa, and I'm president of Candringa Productions. And I have an awesome guest for you today. I'm here with a fabulous entrepreneur, Karl Dettmann. Karl, tell us a little bit more about your story.
So I grew up in Madison, so I've been, home. This is my home turf, and I went to Memorial High School.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've
Go Spartans.
Absolutely. So. I'm an identical twin, so I have an identical twin brother,
Okay.
which provided plenty of competition growing up, and I was the youngest of three.
You know, we're really intrigued about your entrepreneurship and the things that you've done. So when did that all start for you?
Yeah, at a pretty early age. My first company I ever got involved with was when I was 12 years old, and most people are like, oh, you're mowing lawns or whatever else.
Right.
And for
Walking
me, it was actually,
dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Mine was a little bit different. I was actually doing e-commerce website development, and so which sounds,
Okay, just for a second, how in the world at 12 years old were you inspired to do that?
So it was more, I don't know whether it was inspired or more the opportunity where somebody waved a paycheck in front of my nose and said, gosh, this pays a lot better than mowing lawns.
That's so helpful.
So it was actually Harbor Athletic Club was the first website I ever did.
Okay.
Was just knew the family, and they're like, can you do this? I'm like, might as well give it a shot, and nobody knew what they were doing. And we actually ended up being one of the few, if not the only companies in the Midwest at that time that had any ability to do e-commerce.
When you say we, who else was involved?
So I started the company when I was 12 years old. When I was 13, one of my mentors, Steve, asked if he could join, and I'm like, heck no. And he goes, well, I'll split the cost of the expenses with you 50-50. And I'm like, you're my partner. And
Okay,
so,
I'm loving that at 12 and 13 we're even talking the word mentor. I mean, that's so beyond. It's just very cool to have that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it gave me a very young opportunity at a very young age to learn a lot about myself.
Mm-hmm. And when you say learn a lot about yourself?
For me, follow through. So I'm really good at starting new ideas, but I am absolutely atrocious at follow through.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So that was one of the things that I learned about myself.
I feel like you're incredibly fulfilled.
Yeah.
And so you branch off in ways that just keep filling yourself rather than saying, this wasn't enough, so then I tried to find this. Like, you just are so authentic to me. So then what?
Yeah, so I think there's, 3 stages of everybody's life. You have survival, success, significance, and survival is what we know of as just like you're surviving,
Right.
Success means, okay, I found things that make sense, and then you get to the significant stage where it's like, well, I'm not gonna be here forever. I'm gonna leave this planet at some point. So what do I wanna do from a significant standpoint? And so for my wife and I, what we chose to do is actually build a vineyard on the far west side of Madison. That's at this point a private place, but it's where we take clients, and I take just friends and do coaching type stuff out there. And so we've built a pretty awesome facility where we do woodworking, and we've got a skeet and trap shooting deck out there, and we do work with horses, and it's great because it pulls people out of their element, allows them to look at life differently, and it's pretty awesome.
Where are you along the lines of the vineyard then? Where are we with this?
Yeah, so we've got 2 of the 3 buildings done. The 3rd building, which is our largest building, should actually start, by the time you guys watch this video, it should be being built.
Okay.
But our goal over the long run, we have to work with the county and the city, is to be able to make it public, similar to what you'd experience if you went to like a Wollersheim.
Okay, well that's awesome. And what's your best piece of advice, and did you ever receive any advice from somebody that you thought nailed it and you thought, that didn't work for me?
If I were looking at one of the best pieces of advice, is there's a quote called Daring Greatly. It was by Theodore Roosevelt, but it just says, admired is the man who puts himself in the arena. The prize goes to the man who dares greatly and puts himself out there. And so when you look at most people, they always say, oh, it's a fear of failure. I think what holds most people back is actually a fear of success. The best piece of advice I could give is put yourself out there and dare greatly. Yeah,
I love that. I love that. Karl, thank you so much for your time today. You are truly an inspiration, and I really appreciate everything that you've shared and wish you the best of luck, and I'm just really excited to see what you're going to do next. And thank you for tuning in to Madison Noteworthy. We look forward to seeing you next time.